What's going on, guys? Dom here, and today's video is going to be pretty interesting in my opinion. See, one of the perks of me living in Japan is that I can actually go out and purchase the CoroCoro. I don't have to wait for someone to put it on Twitter or wait for scans because they could be missing some things. And they definitely missed one huge thing, because in this month's CoroCoro, there was actually the manga to the movie Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution, and it was actually attached to the very front in a separate plastic packaging, but it was a part of the actual CoroCoro magazine for this month, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. So roll the intro. Alright guys, so the funny thing about all this is that leakers or rumor makers, whatever you guys want to call them, fake Emon makers, they can only put up things regarding the CoroCoro that are actually in the magazine. And this thing was 100% attached to the magazine, but they couldn't put it out because it was on the outside. And I think that's pretty interesting. It's a clear, blatant blind spot in something that we've been trusting for a while now. CoroCoro comes out on the 15th in Japan. We're expecting all of the leaks or whatever to come out on the 14th. You want to call it a leak, being a day ahead, be my guest. But it's 100% was in their blind spot, and they could not anticipate seeing this or even knowing about it. But this video is, it actually says I'm debunking something. What am I debunking? There was a rumor going around a while back that a new Pokemon is going to show up very early in the movie. There was a scene where Ash was battling a trainer in the beginning, a guy who was like, he was wearing like a red bandana, kind of like he was a Team Magma grunt, and he ended up throwing out a bunch of Pokemon and Ash beat him. Now, I should have the picture up on the screen somewhere where Bulbasaur is running away from like this fire attack. So people have been theorizing that this isn't one of a Pokemon, the Pokemon that this guy has on hand. It has to be new Pokemon. I've heard a few times it could be Scorbunny or new fire type Pokemon that we've never seen before, and that's all good and well, except this manga actually has this battle in here, and it's the manga for the actual movie that's coming out that isn't out yet. So I should have some pictures up on screen. The first one we're going to be looking at is initially what the actual manga has for the armor Mewtwo wears, and it looks pretty sick, guys. It looks pretty awesome, and at first glance you think, okay, so this is going to be something completely for battle, but we have to remember that the armor initially was on Mewtwo to constrict his powers, to basically make him easier to control. Giovanni, you know, typical Team Rocket. So it looks pretty awesome. It has all these like sword looking things sticking out, but there's a lot more than meets the eye when it comes to this armor. So we're gonna move on to the next picture. It actually shows that Mewtwo in the movie disobeys Giovanni like he did in the original. He disobeys Giovanni, and the parts on his legs clamp together like magnets, and the parts that look like swords or whatever you want to call them, weapons, they all close together like some kind of magnet, and they're actually restraining him. So this isn't actually like a thing that's supposed to help him in battle. This isn't, I highly doubt, I'm almost 100% certain this is not the spirit armor that we keep hearing about, or the whole form change that we're supposed to be getting in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So as you can see, this isn't made for battle. It's made to contain him. We're going to move on to the next photo. Now this is the actual battle right here. This is what I'm talking about. In the original movie, this is a one-on-one for the most part. The guy, it's like one-on-one, and then he gets angry, throws out all of his Pokemon, then Ash throws out Pikachu, and Pikachu beats all of his Pokemon. In this manga right here, it actually portrays the battle initially as a double battle. So Ash throws out Bulbasaur and Squirtle, and then this guy throws out Machamp. Is that Machamp? That's Machamp and his Donphan. So it's interesting that they did change it up, I guess, to align better with the actual, well, catching up to the whole double battle being a real thing. And I have to say that the artwork looks amazing. But back on topic, the Pokemon that we're supposed to be getting, quote unquote, in this battle does not exist. It says there's no new Pokemon. I'm looking at it right now, and he has a Machamp, a Donphan, which was, at the time, it was ahead of its generation. He also he throws out a Venomoth and a Pinsir and a Drowsy against Pikachu, and Pikachu beats them 1-on-3. So That's the interesting part that that's like kind of the whole debunk. There is no new Pokemon in this. If this manga is accurate, and it's supposed to be because this isn't a manga to the original movie, it's Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution. It's right there. So if this manga is accurate, we're not getting a new Pokemon in this movie. At least not in this scene. It wouldn't make any sense. Would they possibly keep the Pokemon back from being in the manga so we wouldn't see it? Of course, that is a perfectly plausible explanation as to why it's not in here. But I kind of don't see that happening. I don't see them putting a new Pokemon that early in. Now, the movie comes out, I believe it's July? Is it July? I believe it's July. Yes, July 12th. By then, we should definitely have some new Pokemon that should be shown at E3, and it's perfectly plausible for one of them to make an appearance in this movie. Maybe the middle of the end, I don't know, but definitely not where people have been saying that it's most likely going to be. I don't see that happening. So after the battle, Ash actually holds up Pikachu like he always does. Mewtwo's watching him. This book actually skips the entire phase where Ash and company goes to the Pokemon Center and they find out that Nurse Joy's missing. They skip the whole thing. The Dragonite gives him an invitation. Ash says, yeah, let's go. Awesome, cool. And then it just shows them pretty much headed to the place. Team Rocket tries to give him a ride on Lapras. It doesn't work out. Then they end up using their Pokemon to get there, and they eventually get there. They meet the original trainers that we saw there, the one with the Blastoise and the Venusaur, and of course you get the guy with the Gyarados gets into a fight with Mewtwo. He ends up getting beat, and everyone's surprised that Mewtwo is claiming to be the greatest Pokemon trainer ever, and he's a Pokemon himself. But nothing in this manga even states anything about a new Pokemon. To be fair, the manga actually ends right after this Gyarados is beaten. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but the Gyarados gets beaten, and that's pretty much where it ends. It shows Ash shouting at Mewtwo, and then that's pretty much where it ends. It also mentions in the back here we're supposed to be getting a Mewtwo, I'm assuming, for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. When the game, it has like 10,000 CPs, level 70. I'm not sure where the moves are because it's obviously in Japanese, but this covers from the beginning of the movie all the way up until that guy gets his Gyarados beat and then Ash is upset over what just happened. It doesn't cover it shows the clones for a brief moment in their pods. If I can find that page, it shows the clones for a brief moment right there. And it kind of gives an explanation of how Mewtwo came to be, and Giovanni's in here, of course. It shows Mewtwo destroying the actual lab. Giovanni comes after the lab's destroyed and ends up picking Mewtwo. Yeah, you guys know the story. And that's when we end up getting the armor and stuff. But it's clear to see that there are 100% some things that people who are leakers or whatever it is, they can miss. That I didn't see this. I even Googled it to see if it was mentioned anywhere, and no one's brought it up. I'm not sure why. But as far as the debunk, I'm going to have to go ahead and say that whatever fire Pokemon we're expecting, it's not going to happen in this battle, at least. I don't think it's going to happen. So you're welcome to dispute me in the comments and say, hey, you have to be fair, Dom. They skipped the part where they went to the Pokemon Center, found out about Nurse Joy missing. That's a completely fair point, and it's possible they could have skipped the Pokemon just for the sake of not revealing it this early. But if they had revealed it this early, we wouldn't have known about it, because we are so, I don't want to say trusting. Some people are so, I guess trusting would be the word I'll use, of these people who give us these scans. We don't even look any further. And to be fair, some of us don't have the means. Not everyone lives in Japan like me. I mean, I have to be fair. Not everyone's out here to just walk across the street and go to a Japanese store and buy this CoroCoro. But no one's mentioned it. It was just a blind spot. But the armored Mewtwo looks amazing. It looks fantastic. It's not what we think it is, because it appears here that he doesn't even have it for long. He breaks off pieces of it during a battle with Giovanni. Giovanni uses his Rhydon against it, and then the Rhydon pretty much just ends up getting clobbered pretty quickly, actually. He gets beat pretty quickly, and it was the visuals are amazing. Ash and Pikachu look amazing. Check that out. Like that's some amazing artwork, to be honest with you. I would love for the movie to look like this instead of what it's going to look like. We have our boy Brock right there. And then we got Misty, of course. Misty and Togepi. So it's not bad. They actually, I think they maybe, did they change up the guy? I don't think the guy had dreads. The pirate guy with the red bandana. I don't believe he had dreads, but he has dreads here. Someone can correct me on that. And it also 100% I know it was not a double battle initially, with Bulbasaur and Squirtle versus Machamp and Donphan. And it's also possible that one of the Pokemon could have used the fire move. I mean, the initial argument is that Donphan could use Flame Wheel, but Donphan doesn't learn Flame Wheel. To be fair, guys, in the anime, Bulbasaur uses Gust, I think twice. Bulbasaur can't learn Gust. The anime doesn't really follow the same rules as the game, so we can't really hold it to the same stature, the same standard. So it's very possible that Donphan or Machamp, because this is actually a double battle, they used a move that's fire related or causes an explosion. I mean, I think I've literally seen Solar Beam hit something in the anime and cause a fiery explosion. I mean, I don't think it's Scorbunny. I don't think it's anything along those lines of a new Pokemon. And if it is, then I'll come back to this video when the movie's out and say, hey, I was wrong. It was a new Pokemon. You guys are right. But I think that'll do it for this. The CoroCoro is actually really interesting. I'm sorry, I should have ended the video, but it does mention that there are new Pokemon TCG sets coming out. There's a tag team with Mew and Mewtwo. It sounds pretty interesting. A tag team with Espeon and Deoxys. And then a tag team with Darkrai and Umbreon. That's the one I'm interested in because from what I read, this Espeon Darkrai tag team GX in the TCG has a move where it knocks out immediately. Like its GX move knocks out the opponent's active Pokemon. I think that could be like broken if you play it right. But this set is going to come out in the end of May 31st, I believe. And then we're not getting it till August, so hold off on that. We'll just see how it goes. This time for real, guys. This is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. That'll do it. Dom out.